compared to you, but I thought I noticed like a slight change in the run game yesterday. It felt like we were doing kind of like that dead straight back pitch to the running back as he gets a running start rather than a hand up. I saw that 2 or 3 or 4 times. Am I on point? Did you notice that play, and is it that different from a typical running play?
Somebody scouts the game pretty good. I see you give yourself a clap on the back there. You know what? I'm not sure what they call it, but it looks like a toss cutback.
Okay.
Or it could be a toss, toss action with power, sort of blocking scheme up front. But Bashul Tootin, he scored on it early in the game, where it was nice toss, cut it back right between the tackles. And the concept behind that is just to get the defenders flowing a bit after they see the toss.
Okay.
And as soon as they react, you're already downhill, between A-gap to A-gap possibly. But it was a nice toss cut back, and they ran it several times. But if you look at it, too, and the way his frame, his stature is, he's, like, perfect for that play. We used to run something similar with Maurice, and he reminded me of Maurice on several runs yesterday, the way he was breaking tackles. He earned that 4th and 1 all by himself.
Yes.
And just to answer your question, yes, there were some variations added to the run game. But more importantly, the big guys up front, they really got after the Chargers' defensive front. They were getting 4-5 yards to whop at times. And they should have had a house call. Too, and I hope you're listening. You got to take that one to the house. Turf monster.
Yeah.
I tell you, my favorite play was the ETN pitch where he took it in and the center, Hainsey, locked up a linebacker. It looked like the Blind Side movie, Fred. He dragged him like 15 yards down the field, and then he finished him at the goal line. It was impressive.
Well, Hainsey is impressive, but I can tell you what's a lot more impressive is as I was being escorted out of the stadium to do post-game radio over at Miller Electric, I was behind his dad or someone with a Hainsey T-shirt and his number on, and I'm sure not too many people are just going to put on a Hainsey T-shirt. But this guy was massive. So I can see where he gets it from. My greatness. I'm talking about he's huge.
Wow.
And I know Hainsey got a little post-game love there, too, as well. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but he got a nice little F-bomb in there in the post-game.
Well, that'll happen. That'll happen. It was a very, very impressive win, Fred. I look, considering the level of competition, it's a really good football team that came to town. We didn't make them look that way. I just, when it comes to regular season wins, they don't get much more impressive than this in franchise history. Top to bottom, both sides of the ball. From the lack of penalties to the execution to running to the pressure, there was no weak spot, it felt.
No, that's been the formula. When you look at the wins this year, you run the ball, you protect the quarterback at 0 sacks, 0 QBHs, that's quarterback hits. We're having sacks, so they're getting after the opposing quarterbacks, a lot of QB hits, just actually getting him off his mark, which is what the defensive front was able to present yesterday. And then turnovers. In those games that we've had turnovers, they've done well. They've gone on to win those games. So, again, just to recap, run the ball, protect Trevor, don't allow sacks, get a few sacks and get some turnovers. This has been their formulas in all of their wins. And if they can sustain this, they have a shot. But again, yesterday in postgame, I was giving big shout-outs to the coaching staff for the amount of starters that weren't available.
Right.
To have those backups go out there, to get them ready throughout the week with the type of week they had to deal with in order to be on that emotional roller coaster, and dealing with the way they lost that game, just to be able to press the reset button and then jump back into it, knowing you were going to have a great opponent, a very good opponent come in the AFC, where you're still in the middle of a playoff chase. This is a game that you needed. To be able to bounce back into fashion with the players that they had on the field was amazing, in my opinion. So, again, I cannot give enough credit to the coaching staff and also give more credit to the players for just being able to refocus and go out there and beat a really good Chargers team.
And it's still one of the more amazing the way that they did it because of everything that you just said. And that is a good team that they played yesterday, a team that had won 3 in a row. And I know the NFL is a week-to-week league. I get it. But I guess the only one penalty, Fred, for 5 yards. I just did assume that they were going to be a 9-penalty, 100-yard team this year because every week they say we got to clean that up, and they finally did. 47 rushes, the most in the NFL this year, for 192 yards. 40 of those rushes between the tackles, by the way. It was a thing of beauty, and one that, man, I guess my only criticism is, well, why can't we do that every week?
Why, Fred? Why is that?
Hey, man. That's the thing. Game plans change.
Yeah.
Personnel change.
Yeah.
Injuries happen.
Right.
You look at the Chargers. Maybe it's a different game if they have their 2 starting tackles out there.
Right.
Then you don't get as much pressure. It's a little bit more competitive. And that's just all around the league. Injuries happen. You have to be able to get back to neutral, get back to being able to teach or simplify the system for the guys that you're putting out there. So it's not an easy league, man. Each and every week somebody can beat somebody.
Right.
And next week they have to go and play a team against, they got to go and play versus a team who just had a backup quarterback just tossed the ball 47 times.
Yeah, 47 completions. Yeah.
47 completions. Yeah, 57.
It's crazy.
Come on now. I mean, so it's, and these are backups. So you just got to go out there because you don't know, how these games are going to unfold, even though, most people think it's a conspiracy if this team can't beat this team. But it's just the NFL. It's just professional sports. All these guys are getting paid to go out there and play their tails off. Some weeks they play great. Some weeks they don't.
Well, whatever triggered them yesterday, or before this game, that I would try and keep popping that trigger if I'm Liam Cohen, because from the first play on defense, which was the intentional grounding, right? Trayvon was on him like one of the first couple of plays.
Set the tone.
Yeah, they did. They set a tone, and they play with energy and excitement, and the fans appreciate it. They fed off each other, and hopefully they learned something about themselves yesterday, and that carries over now to what should be an easier part of the schedule, but I'll just refer to the NFL's a week-to-week league. Fred, I want to ask you a question off the Jags for a second. Didn't you guys go to Ole Miss in the spring and do Lane Kiffin?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We certainly did.
Can you recall anything from that? Now, obviously, with the the waters have churned quite a bit since y'all had that visit. But what was your feel on Lane Kiffin? Was it the feel that Ole Miss was the last stop, or did it feel like he was, still in search of his last stop? And just your thoughts on Lane Kiffin from what you know of him and the potential of him being Florida's coach.
I think the one thing that stood out was he reminded me that we shared plenty sauna days, trying to get the previous day's liquor out of our system and make sure we're all detoxed and hydrated.
Back in Jacksonville.
But Lane, what I think what stood out even more is that how he's changed his life and how he's committed to his purpose. Before he had the issues with the drinking, this, that, or whatever, but he said when he landed down in Oxford, he was just at peace. His daughter, I believe he said his daughter's there. Mm-hmm. His family came down, and it just kind of helped him with his sobriety and made his path, a little clearer. Although other parts of the interview showed that how big of a failure he felt like he was with the USC job, because that was a job he really wanted, mm-hmm. and he didn't get the results that he wanted. So somewhere down the road makes me think there's potential that if that job opens up, he might want to go back and show people what he's made of there, which also means that Ole Miss might be up in the air at some point in time. Right. Who knows? But I don't know what speaks to that. I mean, he did grow up and spend a lot of time in Florida with his father down in Tampa, and before he actually became a coach, he was right there, with his dad. So, I mean, he might want to come back to the Sunshine State. And I don't want to get the Gator fans overly excited because our expectations are so high. We're so used to being one of the most prestigious universities in the entire country in all sports, and I get it. But sometimes we have to learn to taper our expectations and just let this thing play out. So I wouldn't worry myself about the hire. When it happens, it's going to happen. No one has control of it. And we just, deal with it how it unfolds.
All right, my man. Well, great stuff as always. And Jag 6-4 off to Arizona in the desert, and we'll see if
Hopefully
they
we
can
have a happy conversation next Monday.
Yeah,
as well.
it was great win. Great win yesterday.
Thank you, Freddie.
We can't fall asleep out there in the desert.
No.
That's correct.
No.
Yeah. You got to. I would treat this kind of like the Raiders and don't let them back in the game. Right? It seems like a similar type challenge, and maybe yesterday sparked something. They realized that they've got that killer instinct. We put some teams away.
That's what they got to play pissed off.
Yeah.
Is what Coach Cohen said. I think they identified their identity. This is who they are, and they say they're not going to change it for anyone. So they just got to keep that coming. Keep it rolling, guys.
All right, my man.
Thanks, Fred.
We'll talk to you next week. There he goes.
Appreciate
That's
it.
All right.
Freddie Taylor, future NFL Hall of Famer. All right, we continue. It's a next-gen roofing Monday. We're raising the roof in victory formation today. What a complete, dominating.
Hacker here, and thank you so much for watching this video on the 1010XL Jaguar YouTube channel. Be sure and like, subscribe, and keep it locked right here on all the 1010XL channels on the 1010XL YouTube network.